Our top story this afternoon, our News 5 Investigates team was first to expose a major failure to protect domestic violence survivors from their alleged attackers.
Our reporting on low bonds caught the attention of one El Paso County lawmaker who drafted legislation to increase bond for any arrest made in a protection order case.
But as Chief Investigative Reporter Eric Ross learned, the bill never made it out of the House.
She was a good mom, cared a lot about her kids.
Juri Stolp was just 36 years old, found shot to death in April of last year along a rural county road in Divide. Her estranged husband, Jacob, accused of pulling the trigger before taking his own life in the same field. Prior to Juri's death, she told Lauren Bidnick, her longtime friend of 20 years, about problems in her marriage and that she had planned to move on.
When she was here at my house telling me she wasn't going back and that she was going to leave him, I said, Juri, if you don't, he's going to kill you.
Little did she know that her words would later become reality. Just a few months prior to her death, we uncovered troubling court records that raised serious questions over whether more could have been done to protect Juri. On January 24th, Juri's husband was arrested for harassment and child abuse. The judge let Jacob free on a $2,000 personal recognizance bond. A week later, on January 31st, Jacob is arrested for violating a protection order. He gets out on a $2,000 bond. Then on February 25th, Jacob is arrested again for violating a protection order. The same judge issues a $2,000 personal recognizance bond, and Jacob gets out. On March 20th, Juri officially files for divorce, but Jacob just won't go away. On April 8th, Jacob is arrested a third time for violating a protection order. Again, he's released, and on April 30th, both he and Juri are dead in what appears to be a murder-suicide. After this story aired, State Representative Shane Sandridge drafted House Bill 211078, which aimed to set a minimum bond of $10,000 for anyone who violates a protection order. A second offense would carry a minimum bond of $25,000. It's a bill newly elected District Attorney Michael Allen said he'd stand behind.
Anything we can do to help protect victims and make them safe and prevent them from being victimized in the future, I think we should be doing those things. And so if that means legislative changes, absolutely I'll support something like that.
But a month after being introduced, the bill was pulled. In a statement, Representative Sandridge said, quote, "I talked with the Democratic chair of the bill's first committee. He implied it will likely get killed. Currently, there is little appetite by the Democrat majority to increase penalties." But Sandridge isn't giving up so quickly. He says he's going to continue working on the bill to hopefully gain bipartisan support next legislative session. Meanwhile, Allen says he's open to future discussions on how to better protect domestic violence victims and deter their alleged attackers from violating protection orders.
I think that there are some mechanisms that we can start to explore legislatively, and I would be involved in any discussions that any legislator would want to have with me on that front.
And we want to thank Representative Sandridge for his hard work on this bill. We'll, of course, follow up to see whether it gets reintroduced next legislative session. As always, if you have a problem or issue you'd like our News 5 Investigates team to look into, send an email anytime to news5investigates@koaa.com. Always watching out for you, Southern Colorado. I'm Chief Investigative Reporter Eric Ross.